So usually when you're getting information about an EV, you're getting it from a Tesla fanboy, which is going to be all positive, or it's from an anti-EV person, which is going to be all negative. Well, I am neither one of those things. I am actually a used car dealer, and right now I own about 80 cars, and 2 of them are Teslas, and this one right here has over 110,000 miles on it, and it's my daily driver. So in this video, I'm actually going to tell you the pros and the cons of owning a very used Tesla, and you're going to want to hang on to hear about the last con that I have about these cars, because it's going to cost about $15,000. So probably my favorite thing about this car. Woo! Oh, I lost you. Oh, all right. Let's stop. So I'm in a closed parking lot. Is the acceleration? So I'm trying to fix this camera, but to achieve this level of acceleration, the speed that comes along with this car, the torque, if you're going to get the equivalent in an ICE car, then you're going to have to spend hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of thousands of dollars to achieve the same level of acceleration that I'm able to achieve in this car. But on this car, I only paid like 20 grand for it. All right, so check this out right here. You can tell that this door is actually not lined up. And this is on my car that when it came out, it was like $120,000. You would never expect that out of a similar car that's made like a BMW. They're not going to have build quality issues like you see coming out of Tesla. In this Model 3 right here, I'll show you, it's even worse. You can see that the back door from certain angles doesn't even look like it's closed. And it's absolutely ridiculous that some of the build quality that comes from Tesla. Now, this has been a known issue out of Tesla. It's even so bad on my Model S that there's wind noise that actually comes from it. And it's not something they can fix without actually realigning the door. And this is a big problem. So if you ever go to look for a used Tesla, even new Teslas, make sure you're putting your hands on it. Make sure you're looking at all the door jambs. Make sure you're looking at the hood where everything's supposed to line up, because just out of the factory, there were a lot of problems with these cars as far as quality is concerned. And even more so, quality problems with this Model 3. I mean, you can see plastic clips everywhere already breaking. You have a steering wheel that's already starting to peel off as far as the leather. This is a big problem for a lot of these used Teslas. I mean, this car is only 6 years old. In a similar price thing like in a BMW, you think Tesla, I mean, they were supposed to be luxury cars. In another luxury car, you're not having these similar types of problems in those kind of vehicles. And I'll say for the negative in this Model 3, big time negative for me, and why I drive that Model S and not this Model 3, and I actually bought the Model 3 before I bought the Model S, is that it rides terrible. So I'm a car dealer that buys and sells cars that are $5,000 and under, and the similarities I see between this and like a cheap like 2005 Kia Spectra, that's what it feels like to me when I'm riding. It feels like a really, really fast 2005 Kia Spectra. You hear all the road noise. The handling's not great. It's kind of a rough ride. It doesn't feel like a quality car when you're riding in it. But the Model S, this is night and day. This Model S that I'm in, and why I choose to drive it every single day, is because it does feel like a high quality car. It does feel like a high-end BMW. It handles great. It feels like a big, heavy car. I don't hear a ton of road noise. I hear a little bit of wind, but that's with the door problem. But other than that, it actually drives, handles like a luxury car, or at least what I feel like a luxury car should handle. So one thing I really, really like about this car is no more gas stations for me, and that's I feel like it saves me a ton of time not having to go to a gas station. And a lot of people will think, well, I mean, you gotta go to a charging station, don't you? No, it's not like that. You think more of this like a cell phone. You pull it, you bring it home, and you plug it in every night, just like you would a cell phone, and it's just ready to go the next day. And to tell you the truth, I've been driving a Tesla now for like a year, maybe a little bit more than a year. I've never once gone to a charging station. I don't even know how to use a charging station, honestly. I've never had the need for it. You just plug it in at night. This car has like 340 miles of range. That's optimistic. It's going to be less than that, but that's what the car says. But even if it gets 300 miles of range, that's more than enough on a daily use for me to be able to drive this car. And I'm a used car dealer, right? So one of the things that I always worry about are values and prices and what can I resell it for. And this is actually a good thing and a bad thing for these Teslas. So if you want to own a used Tesla, it's actually a very good thing. But if you want to sell, or if you bought a brand new Tesla, it's a very bad thing. And what I mean by this is that the values of used Teslas have actually absolutely cratered, and they continue to crater. I have this one right here, lower the price, lower the price, lower the price, can't sell it. I have this one right here, brand new car 6 years ago, like $100,000 to $120,000 for this thing. I paid last year right around 20 grand for this car right here. That's how much the values have gone down on these things, and they continue to go down. So really, good thing, bad thing. Good thing if you want to own a used Tesla, and very, very bad thing if you already own one or you bought one new. And if you want to see more updates about my used car lot or my Tesla, make sure you're hitting that subscribe button. So one thing that could be a big time problem for someone who wants to buy a Tesla is that, well, you only can really get it fixed at one place, and that's a Tesla service center. Now, luckily, I have one that's only about 30 minutes away. And, I mean, to tell the truth, going through the app, setting up the appointment, dropping it off for the appointment, all of that was very, very easy. Way better than you would experience with your average mechanic shop. And I would say that the prices of the stuff that I actually got fixed were reasonable. It's if I had a similar priced car like a BMW that had similar types of repairs that I need to get done, I feel like they would have been way more expensive than what I paid. So what I had done was the door handle on the driver's side wouldn't come out, so I had to have that fixed. Very common problem. I had to have the half shafts in the front replaced. Very common problem. It was actually so common, and this is probably a negative for your build quality. It's such a common problem that Tesla was running a special. They said a special that they weren't charging labor. They were only charging parts for the half shafts. My trunk was not latching all the way, and it would trick the car to say that it was closed when it wasn't actually closed. Another common problem, another build quality problem. That's more negatives for these common issues with these cars. But they were all able to be fixed. The thing that I didn't like is they gave me a time estimation, and they were telling me to pick it up at the end of the day, and they didn't get the job done by the end of the day, so I had to pick it up at the end of the next day. And with the service center, with the mechanic shop not being on like every corner like you would see with ICE vehicles, well, I had to drive 30 minutes away to be able to go pick up my car. And had I not planned around that, thinking that they weren't going to get it done in the time that they thought they were going to get it done, then I would have possibly wasted a whole day waiting on this car and then have to go back home and then come back the next day. And just think about that same situation that I just had to go through. Well, what if you don't have a service center that's 30 minutes away? What if the closest service center is like 3 hours away? Well, when you want to get your car fixed, if you own a Tesla, then you have to plan a whole vacation, a whole hotel stay around this. And then if you have to bake in one extra day because they don't align the times on the appointment right, like was with my situation, then that's a big time problem. If you want to own a Tesla, you have to think about that. You're going to have to get something fixed on a used vehicle, even on a new vehicle if you're owning it 5, 6, 7 years, even if it's under warranty. It might not cost you anything out of pocket, but it's going to cost you time. And now, the biggest problem. So when you have to go and actually replace the battery for one of these things, it's going to run you about $15,000. Now, here's the thing. From Tesla, from all these Tesla fanboys, well, it's going to be very, very rare that you have to actually replace the battery. But here's what I have found out when I was actually shopping for these Teslas. Well, since I'm on social media, since people know who I am or whatever, I got a contact from someone who worked inside of Tesla to help me find the perfect Tesla for me to make videos about, right? And so when I was going to these auctions, looking at cars, when I was looking at used ones at other dealers' lots, when I was looking at used ones from other individuals, I was able to send him the actual VIN, and he was able to tell me what kind of service, what kind of things Tesla has done. And on almost every one of these used Teslas that I was looking at, almost every one of them have had the battery replaced. And this is why I actually bought this one and why I'm driving it and going to drive it for probably a very long time, is because right before I bought this thing, the battery had to be replaced. Brand new battery that was put in it. And that was at about 90,000 miles that happened. But here's the thing. Almost every one of those cars that I had him check for me, they almost all had their batteries replaced. Now they were all replaced by Tesla, so they were under warranty, so the customers didn't have to pay a penny. But that worries me for the longevity of these cars, and as they fall out of warranty, as they go over the miles, as they go over the years, then I feel like the battery replacements are going to be a big problem. Because remember, I only paid like $21,000 for this car, somewhere around there, and the battery for me to replace this car now, and I think it's out of warranty at this point, is $15,000. So at that point, what is it? It's a paperweight. I throw the car away and I go buy another used one, I guess, and then take the gamble of having to replace the battery almost immediately again. I really think that the batteries are more of an issue than Tesla is letting us know, more than the media is letting us know, more than even a lot of these Tesla fanboys who drive them every single day are letting us know. Just for the simple fact of my experience in checking all these Teslas, and almost every one of them had their battery replaced.